The next series of videos I was planning on doing is how I edited a black and white image from the Grand Tetons. It's the one I just recently sold as a 40x60 metal print, so that was kind of exciting. It's always fun to sell large prints. And today I'd like to go through mostly just the sky. So like doing this whole edit in one video, it'll just take way too long because I spent, I don't know, probably at least 2, maybe 3 weeks on it, hour to 2 hours after work, working on it. A lot of that time is spent creating the hard masks and all that for it. I'd like to just go through the edit, mostly of the sky today. If I have time, I'll work through some other parts of it. So let's go ahead and jump into my computer. So this is the image here. No light was happening. It was just kind of a gray, cloudy day. And actually off to the right side of the image, it was really dark clouds for a long time, which was pretty fun to watch. And there's some lightning and all that kind of stuff going on. The only thing I don't really like about the image is the little grass down here, but there were other people around me, so I couldn't really move to where I wanted to. So this is kind of the image I got. The important thing for me was centering Grand Teton. So here's just the neutral black and white. If I go to Artisan Pro X and I just go to tool or conversions, just hit neutral, this is what it brings up. Similar to just hitting the black and white tab in Lightroom or Photoshop, whatever, and it brings this up. But the first thing I had to do was create all my masks. I really just needed 2 hard masks. So I have one of the sky and one of the ground. And you can see here's the ground, and it's optimized. So if I zoom in, see the edge is feathered. It's not a sharp edge like this one here. That'll just make a horrible photo. So always optimize, which is shifting the edge a little bit, feathering the edge about a pixel, and then just invert it. So then you have your sky. Also important is to have all the luminosity masks you need, and you can create these as you go. You know, let's zoom in full scale. So here's my darks 3, darks 5, darks 6, lights 1.5, darks 3. So, and then I'll use these inside my hard masks to create the image that I'm looking for. To begin, what we want to do, let's make a copy of this. Just go Command J or Control J, I think, on a PC. Like I said, I'm a Mac guy, so whatever the same thing is on a PC. What I want to start with is go to Selection. We'll go to, actually, let's cancel this. Let's figure out what we want to do here first. So if we go with darks, you can see the lights has some sky. Okay, so we won't really use luminosity masks in the sky this time, but if we wanted to, we could obviously do like tools, luminosity masks, and we can start over. Let's just go darks, and then down here, create all the darks. Darks 1, darks 2, darks 3, you can see darks 3 just suddenly ruins the sky. Darks 2 isn't bad. Darks 1 I think it's just a little too much. So we can go to darks 2. I don't know if I'll use it, but I'll have it just in case. Let's get rid of all of these, subtract all the darks. Now we'll go back to this one. So now what we want to do, go to Sky Optimized. Okay, so now this is our selection. And then to start off, I'll go to the adjustments and go to contrast, just go low key. And it just starts darkening everything, but it doesn't create blotchy skies. Like if I just grab the blue slider and the black and white tab in Photoshop, everything will kind of become blotchy. So increase the intensity to 100%, click apply. Let's try one more. So select Sky Optimize. Okay, let's do one more low key. We'll increase that. Let's try 75, 80. Yeah, let's do 80%. Call that good. Now let's go ahead and merge these down. So that's looking pretty good for a sky. We just have to remember the rest of the image looks horrible because it's still in neutral versus starting to build the contrast and all that. The great thing about this program is now it's very easy to create depth. So let's do the same thing. Let's go sky optimized. And now I want to bring the light from the bottom to the top, right? But I don't want it across the entire scene of the mountains. I just want it kind of more centered. And so the easy way to do that is go to depth. Now I want to go bottom to top. I want to lighten, and you don't want to go like full strength and lighten one, because it'll just kind of create a little bit of like hard lines throughout the image. Go ahead and delete that. Just Command or Control Z. And we'll start off, let's go strength of 2. We'll start out like 50% of the sky. And you just kind of build your way into it. Maybe go a little bit stronger. Kind of slowly keep bringing up the lights. Let's go strength of 1. Let's go 1, 75%. And then let's do 1. Let's go 3. I think that looks really good. So let's start off with that. Let's merge this down, but not all the way down to the final layer. And so we started out with just our contrast sky, and then we added this. And this program has this restore down here. And it's basically like adding a mask to this. So if we can do something like this, add a mask. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's delete that. So let's go ahead and deselect that. And if you add a mask, then you can go to your brush, and then let's make a large brush. Make sure we're on black. Let's decrease the opacity to like, say 40%. And then just kind of start brushing in. That's a very hard brush. Let's go soft brush. And just kind of start brushing in like this. So it works okay, but what I like to do is, so I want to go back and select the sky again, sky optimized. And now if you just hit the restore down here, it allows you to restore from different angles in certain amounts. And then so this, your range depends on how far into the image you're restoring. Let's just go 2. We want to go straight left to right or right to left, doesn't really matter, because we're going to do the same thing each direction. So that's a good place to start. I think it overdid it, so let's go ahead. Let's do a range of 1, and now we'll do this. So that's a lot less. And now let's bring it in from the diagonals. So we'll go down from the top, down from the top, and then let's bring the range up to 2 for this one. Let's go down and down. That's looking better, so you can see we're just creating the light around the top of the mountains. I don't think that's quite enough for what I'm looking to do, but it's very easy to fix. So I don't think it's enough. So let's go ahead and keep adding more light. Let's go bottom to top. Let's go lighten, and we'll do a 50% of the sky at a strength of 3. Let's just kind of keep adding to it. Let's go to 75%. So I think something about like that. Now let's start from here. Let's merge this down. Go merge one more. That brings us to that. And now let's restore from here. Let's go range of 1. Let's go in on each side. So let's go 1 more. And so each time you hit it, it'll bring it in a little bit more. And then we can do down from the corners. Now let's do a range of 2. Just to bring it in just a touch more in each one. Does that go? There we go. So something more like that's more what I'm looking for. Something that brings it in, kind of highlights the center of the peaks, and just makes it more intriguing versus what you see a lot of photographers do. So let's go ahead and merge this down. Goes here. Okay, let's do that. Deselect that. Now let's go back to this layer. Let's make a copy of this. Now let's bring this into, actually, let's do this. We'll get rid of those, go to our neutral layer, and then let's do a filter, camera raw filter. This is what you kind of see. How I just updated this, so that's what this is about, and I'm not interested in learning anything new. Let's go ahead and make the size a little smaller. Go into, let's see, make a linear gradient. Hold the shift key so we make a straight angle. this is what I see a lot of photographers do. They'll just kind of do something like this. And I don't know, I don't seem to have the range that I like. Because then from here, then you have to make another one. If this is what you want to do, you know, feel free. You know, and let's see, create another, what am I looking for? Another linear gradient. Then I want to come down from an angle. Bring that down. Of course, now we're getting into the foreground here. So I'm just not a big fan of doing this. I've been just using this Artisan Pro X program for so long now. It just makes everything so easy. It's a good way to create dramatic skies. And another thing we could do, let's merge this down. We'll leave it above the contrast layer. And then if we go back to our luminosity mask, go like this darks 2. It's got quite a bit of stuff, but I think let's go back to our neutral layer. So absolute neutral layer, turn that back on. Let's make another luminosity mask. Let's go half darks this time. Click OK. Because I think while the darks 2, I think the darks 2.5 is just going to work better for what I'm looking to do. So now we can, let's see, delete all those masks. Let's go back to where we started. Selection. Sky optimized. Okay. Selection. Darks 2.5. Intersect with our hard mask. Then we go to Pro Adjustments. Go to Strength of 1. Just go Darken. It's only going to darken the luminosity mask part of the hard mask, if you know what I'm trying to say. So let's go Strength of 2, see if that does, there we go, that's a little better. And just slowly work my way through it to kind of get what I want. So I think something like that makes a, you know, very dramatic sky. Let's deselect everything. And then if we zoom in as well, you can see there's nothing blotchy, there's nothing, you know, kind of weird. Of course, obviously a bad halo, because this image was taken 3 years ago. My masking has become much better since then, but halos are easy to fix, so it's not that big of a deal. So now we have a nice smooth sky, nothing's blotchy or any of that. And then you want to make sure you zoom out to like thumbnail size, to make sure there's no like weird hard lines in your sky, because that's, if you view it from a distance, that's the first thing you're going to see is some sort of weird transition from dark to light. Fortunately, with a lot of clouds, not that big of a deal, because the clouds kind of cover up all the blotchy, you know, the transition from dark to light. So I think that looks really good. And then the next video, I'll start dealing with the foreground, kind of more of the mountains, a little bit of the water, something like that. Figure something out for that. So if you like this kind of content, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.